Hello everybody, this is Frankie Day from Frankie Day Models. Okay, for this chilly Saturday I have for you video number 6 of my USS Maine. My all at sea group build. I didn't complete, but I will complete this for that build. I'm trying to get a lot of the stuff I got started done. Okay, in the last video, last week that I posted on the Battleship Maine, it was video 3. Believe that, that was video number 5. I knew I'd made other videos of this, so I went back and checked my videos. I said, sure enough, I did. So that's going to be re-edited to the correct video. This is video number 6 for the USS Maine. Captain Sigsbee's lost battleship of Havana Harbor. Okay. A lot is going on in this thing since our last video. Last video that I showed you on it was just a couple pieces of deck furniture that was on the deck, but I got not done on this thing. It's going quite good, and I'm putting my stuff to it too, a lot of scratch building to it. I got a set of plans for this. I'm working off of it and added this model. It's come out quite good for a card model. It comes out pretty well. It's kind of difficult in a way, but it opens up a lot of doors, you know, for a paper model. Okay, the Battleship Maine, sunk in Havana Harbor. We all know this. All of us modelers are more or less historians, more than model builders. Let me tell you a story about the Maine, in spite of it sinking. I remember when I was in the Navy, I went to boot camp in San Diego, California. A lot of guys went to Great Lakes up north. But being from California originally, they transferred me there for boot camp. And when I graduated, back then I didn't drink or smoke cigarettes. And I was so inspired, being a model builder back then, I was like a kid in a candy shop with all these models, these dockside models, builder models that were laying around there. I remember on my 5th week, I was called Service Week, and my job was to shine brass, and they had a Cleveland class cruiser. It was the USS, actually USS Cleveland. It was all brass. I think it was about 1/8 scale, about 10 feet, 8 to 10 feet long, all brass, waterline. Boy, I was shining that thing up, had a blast. When I graduated from boot camp, they had the Soldiers and Sailors Maritime Museum, which was located on base. A lot of guys being bogged down for 9 weeks of boot camp, they hit the beach and got loaded. The guys that drank, but back then I did not drink. So I spent my boot camp leave. Actually, it was just a liberty. Inside that museum, marveling all the ships. I came across the Battleship Maine. I think it was 1/34 scale or some really odd scale, half inch to 1 foot scale. And I remember this thing was about 12 feet long. It was big. And it looked really authentic. When you get right up here, you look at it, hell, the bow is about this wide, and you look at it, you can see it. It's just like as if a real ship was miniaturized in that kind of a scale. I was so impressed. And these models were were dated at the time these things were actually launched. Like the Battleship Maine, it was launched back in 1895 when they launched her. And also they had the other battleships too that they launched earlier. It's all in the archives. And these are builders models that presents the model of building for the government. Big government money, big government stuff back then. They always presented a builder's model. And my father was a model builder. And I remember asking my dad one time, you get these big old huge 14, 15 foot long model ships, you know. Big huge jobs. And I asked my dad one time, I says, Pop, Oh, how long does it take a guy to build a model ship? Like they have in these big museums like that. My dad says one man does not build it. You got about 4 or 5 of them building it. I said, oh really? He goes, yes. You got one's called the framer. Actually, what he does, he makes the keel, makes the bulkhead, and he planks the whole ship. He planks it. That's it. If he walks off, he goes up to the next model build, does the same thing there. And you get a guy behind there, it's called a finisher. He'll come back there and finish and prime all the wood surfaces and whatever materials used. And that subject that he was working on is taken to the next guy. And that next guy right there, what he'll end up doing is painting. He gets done with that, he's the next guy. He's called the fitter. He takes all your parts, like searchlights, davits, chocks, bulliards, hawse lifts, anchors, goosenecks, windlasses, you name it. Anything that makes that ship go, they make it at a machine shop, and they complete that whole subassembly just like as how we build our models subassembly wise. Same thing, except a lot smaller scale, of course, when it comes to constructing. I was always wondering how long it takes, and that's how long it took. A lot of work involved. Okay, I made stills of this. Instead of using my webcam on my camera on my computer over there, turn around and just use my tripod here, my webcam, not webcam, my camcorder, and I'll take some live pictures of the Maine, and I got some pictures of the stills, and yeah, okay. Enough chatter. We're going to go about face right here. We're going to take a look at the USS Maine. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Okay, this is on the starboard side. Looking forward. This nighttime, guys. I'm taking this video at. Actually, it's 10 minutes to 7 on my clock up here. It's dark out here. This thing looks really nice in the natural sunlight when the sunlight hits it. We got all the artificial light coming in from... The lighting is really poor in here. It's pretty good when you're working on them in the daytime, because I more or less do the work of the daytime more than I do at nighttime because of the improper lighting in here. And I got a few more things to do at that farmhouse I got, and I'll be pulling out my anchor and shipping out here. And so I'll probably spend about a week getting everything out of the trailer and everything, get everything well need to be to go, guys. And I'll be high in cotton. Okay, see this little arrow right here? Just follow the arrow as I describe things. I went ahead and booked the bridge here. That was a hair puller. There's about 12 pieces for this bridge that I built across here. It has the grading board across here that I built into it. And all these spots here you see on here, all the white, all these spots are here are parts that go on there. Like on the bridge right here, I believe you got it's a six small artillery. I think it's called a 6-pounder. And it goes right here. You got searchlights come up out of here. You got vents coming out of here. You got vents that tee out. One vent here, one out this way. One vent comes up this way, and one comes this way and up. And I got a windlass coming right behind here. I got more vents coming back behind here. Inside here this is the Hrricane deck in here. This is the Hrricane deck. Everybody says, what the hell is that white inside Hrricane deck? Is it supposed to be the same color as this? Oh, yes. But this isn't. This is known as canvas. It's all triced in. Because believe you me, when they have church services or they have ceremonies like that on top of that, always having a Hrricane deck. All this is like being in a gun tub. You know, you're enclosed in here. You stand up about this tall, and you're looking over the gun roll. gunnel right there on the Hrricane deck. This is where your boat cranes come up. Already built the sponsons in there already. So this is canvas. I made this out of tissue, out of balsa wood tissue. And I take a balsa wood tissue and I painted it white with a paintbrush and let it dry. When I got done, I folded it over and laid it right across the bulkhead on the inside to simulate the canvas awnings for ceremonies or church services. And a lot of them had awnings out this way on it too, and had awnings going aft up this way, almost like Arizona and everything. That's how the traditional was with that. So that's the awnings right there. I got the boat cradles installed. Takes a lot of work to cut all this stuff out. On the last video, I had all these deck fittings here. I found a felt Sharpie pencil. It was like a red mahogany color. It was perfect with the printing of the paper here. So that I got rid of all the whiting out by using the felt tip marker. Like I say, these card models, to make them look real good, you got anything that's white where it's been cut out before that ain't colored in. You either can paint it or color it in. Because it looks bad when you have all that white piece of the virtually you can see how it's put together. But when it's painted over and you go, wow, or even inked over with a Sharpie, it's amazing. It really is. Okay, well, next slide, fellas. There I go. We're getting a little away from it. I assembled the mast last night. I chucked it up my lathe and I tapered it all the way up to here. Tapers up so far. I got the buster strap right across here. And I'm constantly kind of coloring things in a little bit here and there. These are really solid. I got mast bands to go around here next. What I'm doing now, I'm fitting this thing out. I'm going to go ahead and start adding my small artillery right here. And also, I'm going to probably add some chain across here. Actually, the chain, windlass, this is opened up right here. The windlass right here is the anchor windlass is inside here. And so, you go up the door, man, your special sea and anchor detail. You're going to drop the hook over the side. You come on over. First of all, you go inside there and take the pelican hook and knock it. And this is a billboard. That's where the anchor rests on. And the anchor goes in the water and they bring up the anchor. And you got your deck crew come in. And they got a ladder comes up there. That's known as side ladders. Side ladders. And these side ladders look like these ladders right here. And they come down here where they'll come down and grab the tackle from the anchor davits, hook up the anchor, and they'll wrap a couple turns around that gypsy head, around that capstan, and they'll pull it, and they'll pull that anchor up. And that davit will grab that anchor and swing around, and you got about 4 or 5 lugs, sailors, and they'll swing that anchor right across that billboard and lash her down and keep her from going over the side. These turrets turn, they really do. I was playing with them the other day. This is was supposed to be a new design battleship at the time. The United States Navy ordered something a lot different opposed to what we had during the Civil War. This thing is not a very pretty ship, but it's a representation of our early Navy, of the United States Navy that we had. And it was very modernized at the time. You had 5-inch casement guns, you had 4-inch, you had 4 10-inch barbette casements, your primary weapons. Your secondary weapons are your 5-inch casement guns, and your small surface guns on there are really small. I think they're 6 millimeters. I think they are 6-pounders. Very small, and they had all that right there just for defense. Of course, the USS Maine has never went to combat because of a sinking of a mine. By 1976, Admiral Rickover and his team wanted to do some more research on the USS Maine. They weren't too convinced that a mine sunk the ship after reviewing photographs of the vessel itself. They and also obtaining a blueprint of it. It more or less suggests that this thing blew up due to a coal fire, because they look at the blueprints. They found that the magazine for that Barbette 10-inch Corvette, that Ford 10-inch Barbette, exploded due to a fire. Okay, we'll go next video, fellas. A little close up on the deck right there. When a battle or underway, like they do when you come to land for defense, these are your 5-inch casement guns, and they got gears across there, and they pull back. As they pull back, you've got these shutter bays going across here, and they secure the 5-inch guns, and also the forecastle, and keep that secure. Here's the catwalk. Got the catwalk installed. There's bits on there. These are rack and davits. There's the bridge. It's a lot of paper, guys. And I got supports that come across here. Wire comes across here. You got a doorway here in the forward of the superstructure. So I guess if you can enter this way too, go down below to quarters, whatever there is, and you can actually walk through here and open the door across this way. I was wrong before. Same thing aft too. I rolled these with a tube, all pre-rolled, and I got the baffles on there. I got steam pipes. I got a lot of work to this thing. I got searchlights up here. I got put on here. I got vents put up here, and I got that 6mm right there, comes across here, and it fits in there too. And right there, it's printed on the stack. I went ahead and made a bunch of these already. So I'm going to drill every one of these out and add wire across here, give it a little 3D. These little straps go in there too. I got to put them on. There's that skylight. That's probably to the wardroom skylight, because Captain Sigsby, he was aft. This is all his turf right here. The officer's country was aft back here. I got ventilators and also sights to put up here on these pillbox 10-inch barbettes. And a little close-up view. All that paper, all that work in there. A lot of work, fellas. It's a lot of paper. I kid you not. I got ready boxes on the starboard side I got to put on there. No, these are vegetable lockers. Not ready boxes. These are vegetable lockers. People say, vegetable lockers? Sure. Did that back in World War I. That's where they keep the perishables at. Nice fresh. You can put them in a locker here. Say your mess deck's right here. It's probably here because you got a Charlie Noble comes out of here. That's your stack to your galley. You want to grab some potatoes over at the bottom, grab potatoes, take them inside and prepare and feed the crew. Those are vegetable lockers. There's a close-up view of the barbette. Made these out of paper. White is very hard to keep clean. I'm not kidding, guys. Every time I handle this bad boy, I'm always washing my hands. I'm trying to keep my hands clean. That's forward. They got this in Maine, state of Maine. The crest that fits across here. Okay. When the thing blew up, the magazine is right here. And the water is probably from here to there deep. 15 to 20 feet deep. So she wasn't very deep in that harbor. You got the forward magazine. You got your bunker right here. You got a cold bunker. And you got your boilers over here. Because remember, you got the baffles, your flues, comes out here and it winds off this way, that boiler, and it winds off this one. This one winds off from there. This is inside. And you got your, right over here, these are ash ejectors right here. These little square jobs right here. I'm going to 3D that a little bit. Because these open up, they scoot all that ash out of there. They clean out the coal bunkers when they come back into port. They take all that ash, they throw that at sea. And they pull the doors back up again. It's hot in Cuba. It's hot because you cross the equator. It's hot all year round. You don't freeze there, you just sweat there all the time. This thing being a stinking harbor like that, as hot as it was out there, and they always keep the boilers up going on the ship. They always keep it on the line. You have to, in case something happens, you can get out real quick. It also maintains dynamos and electricity on the ship. Somehow this thing caught in fire, probably from a smoldering coal bunker, and it did. It hit those, because you got those blast bags. Not blast bags, you got those cordite bags. And they're wrapped in bags, and they're stuffed inside wood, like wooden crates to protect them. And that was a hell of a stupid design, putting a hot coal bunker and a boiler right next to an ammunition magazine. Well, when it blew up, this bow went this way, around. Everything went this way. So when she shipped all that remained of the USS Maine after the sinking, was this from here to there. Everything from here forward was ravished, gone. And what they did 10 years later, as she sat in the harbor before they gave her second sinking, her commission farewell and salute from the United States Navy, and also for the sailors who died on it. They cut this part, all the part of the ship here. They got rid of this, and they filled a bulkhead in there. And they took her out, and she went down about 3,000 feet of water, deep. I had a lot of fun building this thing. Let's see, that's it, isn't it? That's it, boys. That's all she wrote. I'll take the camera back to me again. Okay. And we'll take a look at the we'll take a look at the USS Maine right now with the camera here. I got a lot of work to do this thing. And for the patterns, these are all computer drawn pictures. All those pieces that make those pieces from paper you gotta make. A lot of work, guys. Now, these are the patterns of the shroud. Remember me telling you on last video, I got that rigging jig from my HMS Victory from Airfix. I got that. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to match that over the shrouds right there. Take my jig and position my thread so it's like my rat line there. Same thing. Get done, and I got me a pair of, make two pair like that. Down over here is all your wire parts. A lot of wire, this thing. And they also give you a jig for your railings too. There's your anchor right there. And all these wire parts you got to make because they call for it on the plans here and the instructions. So all those squares you see, that's how she's put together. This is an optional model. You can make a waterline, or you can make it full hull. Yep. Okay, guys, that's the conclusion of video 6. I've got the Iowa coming up, so posted for that. I haven't did anything that lately. I've been too on this. See, I'm trying to get up all these builds I got started to get them done, you know. They don't sit laying around getting broken and stuff. It'd be a waste of time and everything else. I'm having a blast with this old girl right here. Okay, that's it for the USS Maine. That's it for me. And the next video coming up probably be on the Iowa, and also be on the USS Maine. And I'll probably be tinkering with this tonight. I think I showed you this on video 5, last video I did. I had this for ages, for years. And comes with a painted hull. I showed you guys anyway. You guys know it. You guys seen it. So have I. Got all my pieces there. This model cutting out stuff. Keep everything going on there. Okay. I can't think of anything else. That's about it, guys. About it for me for the Battleship Maine. That's it for me. And make Mama happy. Take care of the little ones. Stay focused when you drive. Spend wisely and be aware of your surroundings. And God bless you all. And thank you very much for my new subscribers and all for the wonderful views out there who commented on my video. It means a lot to me. And I'm very, very honored each one of you guys. So we'll catch you on the next video. So just stay focused for the Iowa. I got that shaking your way, guys. The big stick is waiting, and so am I. Bye, guys. Take care of yourself, fellas. God bless you all.